Hey, what's up guys? It's the Catalyst47 here, back with another video. So guys, as you guys can see by the title, um, I mean, technically this is like, I know I said I wasn't probably going to try and repeat the same content, and I am going to be showing you guys my updated Burning Abyss deck profile, which does include a good amount of the cards that I told you guys as alternatives in my last video. But there are a few new cards here and there, and this is the deck that I'm probably gonna use for competitive Yu-Gi-Oh for the next couple months. So I wanted to like give you guys. There's only like one or two changes that I potentially could change in the deck, but it's more of a format based change. It's not like, oh yeah, this card is like, it's not because it's like just like, it's hard to say. It's more like, yeah, it's more meta reliant, these changes, and I guess one card I'm just not too sure which one would be better. So I'll probably ask you guys during the video, like, tell me which one you guys think when I'm showing the deck profile, which card y'all think out of the two is better for the format. And yeah, like I said, the only changes I would make now are just small little changes in terms of like how just depending on the format. So but this overall deck is like, it's almost perfected, I guess you could say. At least the Burning Abyss variant that I'm running. So yeah guys, I just wanted to give you guys this update on the deck profile, which I will be using I don't think locals will come back anytime in the next few months, but if I'm playing with friends that like, and we always play with like the people that I've met recently, it's more like meta decks, and so I feel like this deck is definitely made to fight against the current meta. So yeah guys, without further ado, let's get started with the deck profile. Alright guys, so here we are with the Burning Abyss deck profile. So let's get started. So of course, recently off the ban list, Triple Graph. I mean, this card is an absolute must at 3. Search it for the deck, special summons a monster from the deck. So really good. I definitely have to run it at 3. Then we got Triple Seer, the second best card in the deck of the BAs, I guess. I mean, this card, I'm still not entirely sure if you really need 3. For sure, you need at least 2, like 100%. But 3, it's like I've been debating here and there. But of course, you really want to have multiples, just because if he gets banished or for some reason, like it stops the Dante Seer loop, which is actually one of the strongest parts of this deck to outgrind a lot of other decks. So I'm still not sure, but for now I'm running it at 3. I feel like, even though, because honestly, you'd rather not really draw him in your opening hand, but you just want to send him off with like Beatrice or with any other card, like really, or with Graph. Special summon him with Graph. But like I said, I'm running it at 3 just because I think it's still fine. Like, you want to be able to, even if you don't want to OC him in your opening hand, you can still do combos with him, so it's fine. Then we got Double Farfa, just the best interrupter for the deck, and it banishes an opponent's monster for the turn. So really, yeah, I do think I was running at 3 for a little while, but I think 2 is probably the best bet now, just because you just don't like I said, the effects are once per turn. And Farfa, I mean, it's like, he's not as important, of course, as Graph or Seer, so I feel like just having 2 is enough, really, to get through the game, interrupt your opponent twice. So it's not bad, but you definitely still need him, of course. Then we got Double Scarm. This is one of the cards that cut from 3 to 2. I mean, in my last profile, I had it at 2 already, but before that, like I explained in my previous video, it's just because we have Graph, Seer, and Tour Guide all at 3, so I don't feel like you need 3 Scarm. And yeah, it's not as important as it was before to see him in your opening hand or whatever. So really now you just need him for a different name. And yeah, you can search your Tour Guides with Scarm. So I think, like I said, I think 2 is enough, just because it's so easy to send cards from this deck to the graveyard. So then you got the one-ups. We got 1 Libic, special summons from the hand when he's sent to the graveyard, and negates the effects. So this card is the best one of the 1-ups, just because it helps you like play your BA monsters even when you don't control a BA, or when you control a non-BA. We got the 1 Barbar for burn damage, Barbar for game, and it's a different name. and the 1 Alec. I cut the cow cab just because I needed a little more room. So Alec is just mostly there for a different name. And yeah, so that's it for the Burning Abyss monsters. It's 13. I really do wish I could run one more, but the space in the deck is super tight. And I just feel like I needed to be able to get other cards that will help me against the meta. So, but I think 13 is still enough to get through the game. It's not like it's too little. But if I had more space, or if I could make more space, I would definitely run one more. Probably another Farfa, maybe. I don't know. But then we got the 3 Tour Guide. I mean, this card, like I said in my previous video, it's definitely gotten worse over time just because of all the hand traps. But I feel like it's still really, really strong. Like if you're able to get the effect off, it's a 1-card combo, and it's really good. It's searchable with Scarm, so definitely. And you want to try to either open Tour Guide or you want to open some BAs. So that's why we run 3 Tour Guide. Then we got double Rhino Warrior. I have been thinking maybe to cut this card to 1, but it's a really good starter along with any BA. So I feel like 2 is fine. You definitely don't need 3 anymore because Tour Guide is at 3 now, and Tour Guide is definitely the better card. So yeah, I feel like I'm still stuck between 1 and 2 on this card, but I'm probably gonna keep it at 2 just because that gives you 8 starters. So you got 2 Phoenix Rhino Warrior, 3 Tour Guide, that's 5, and then the Graph also. Like Graph is like the 1 BA you do want to see in your opening. So that's 8. So statistically, like, you start with 5 cards, so you have a pretty good chance of opening up one of these. And then last but not least, the 1 Backjack. This is like the 1 card, the 1 brick in the deck. I mean, it's not like it's a horrible brick, but yeah, it's definitely a brick. You don't really want to open this card, and that's why we only run 1, because like I said, you don't want to open it. So it's a really good card with the trap variant because it lets you see the top 3 cards, order them in any way you like, and then on your opponent's turn you can banish it to mill, and if it's a trap card, a normal trap card, you can set it that turn and activate it that turn. So really good. But like I said, you only need 1. Now we're going into the going second / hand traps of the deck. That's basically it for the BAs and support monsters. And then we got triple Ash. Best hand trap in the format right now. Definitely a must at 3. And it covers a wide variety of effects, which is why it's so good. And then guys, I was able to get it. I finally, I got paid. So here it is, boys. We got triple Forbidden Droplets. I know I told you guys in my last video that because I was running Veiler before, but if you have the money, get 3 Droplets, just because this card is like, it's an effect Veiler, but so much better because it negates monster effects. So you can do it on your turn, because Veiler is only on your opponent's turn. So you can do it on your turn. It's a quick effect, so you can chain it, and it discards cards. So you can discard your BAs, trigger their effects. Super, super good. And it's really good against the format right now, like good to out VFD or help against the Drytron matchup, since they always have like their Herald of Ultimateness and all like these Omni negate stuff. So 3 Droplet, absolute must, honestly. Then we got the last 3 hand traps. Triple Imperm. I know Imperm is not as good as it used to be. It's not as strong in this format, but it's still a decent card. And the reason I really still want to run it is because it's a trap card, which it goes really well with Absolute King Backjack and with Trap Trick. So it's searchable. You can like interrupt with Backjack on that on your opponent's turn. So I definitely felt like you needed to run Imperm in this deck. Then I was able to get the 3rd one, boys, finally also. The 3rd Ice Dragon's Prison. So we're running triple Ice Dragon's Prison. This card is super, super good this format, because not only does it interrupt in the graveyard, but it also banishes, like you can basically get rid of 2 of your opponent's monsters. So super, super good. Definitely a 3 of card right now. Then we're going into the other card. We got triple Torrential. This card is pretty good this format. Lets you wipe the whole field, and it's not once per turn as well. So, and like I said, since it's searchable with Trap Trick and can be used with Backjack, it's just even better in this deck. Then we got 3 Fiend Griefing, more graveyard interruption, and it lets you send BAs from your deck to the graveyard, or like other cards like Rhino Warrior and stuff like that. Basically, any card in your deck can be sent to the graveyard with this card. Now, this is the card that I told you guys. I'm not too sure if I should run this or if I should run Ghost Bell. They're both basically graveyard interrupters, just that Ghost Bell covers more effects, of course. And I feel like, of course, they both have the drawbacks and their advantages. So Fiend Griefing, I mean, it interrupts the graveyard, so you can, if your opponent targets a monster in the graveyard, you can just chain this, send it back to the deck, and then it generates more advantage by sending a Fiend type from your deck to the graveyard. Just super good. The thing is, this card, of course, it's a trap card. You have to set it, and you have to wait till the next turn to use it. So it's slower, and it's better for going first, not really good going second. So, but that, yeah, and then the Ghost Bell, on the other hand, it doesn't generate as much advantage. All it does is just negate the effect. But of course, it's a hand trap. You can use it as long as it's in your hand. So you can use the Ghost Bell turn. If you're going second, it's still gonna be live. And going first, I mean, it's a little weaker going first because, like I said, it doesn't generate the advantage, but it's still useful. Because, yeah, you can still use it. But like I said, it doesn't generate as much advantage. So I'm stuck between Fiend Griefing and Ghost Bell. Right now I'm running Fiend Griefing, but I guess I'll test out Ghost Bell and see how it is. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. If I should run, like, for the main, if I should have 3 Fiend Griefing or if I should have 3 Ghost Bell. Because I can't do both just because there's not enough room. And the last 3 cards, of course, the Triple Trap Trick, the Searcher of all the trap cards. This is definitely a really good card. I don't like how it's a once per turn, and you can only activate 1 trap card after you've already activated Trap Trick, which kind of sucks. But the fact that it searches any trap card is just way too good, especially in this more control-based format. So I feel like even though I would only like to run 2 because it's once per turn and you don't want to ever draw 2, I feel like you really want to maximize your chances of seeing it. So yep, that's it, guys. That's the 40 cards in the main. Like I said, guys, let me know about the between the Fiend Griefing and the Ghost Bell, what you guys think. And yeah, with that, let's get into real quick, like I said, this is like I feel like this deck is almost perfect. Besides that little call with the Fiend Griefing and Ghost Bell, and like I said, if I had more space, I would like to add 1 more BA, but 13 is definitely still enough. And yeah, this is definitely I think it's the best pure BA build you can have right now. So then we're going into the extra deck. We got the 1 Beatrice, of course. You're running BA, need to run Beatrice, that 1. Then we got double Dante. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I got the secret rare now instead of the gold rare. But yeah, I'm so happy with these. But yeah, Dante, actually, guys, now that I've been playing a little more, it actually has come up now a little more often where I'm like, man, I wish I had a 3rd Dante. So we'll see how things go. I might try to find a way to fit this 3rd Dante into the extra deck. We'll see. But for sure, you at least need 2, 100%. But yeah, of course, Dante is like the main staple of the deck. And then we're going into the big boy. This card is like running rampant in the meta right now. 1 Divine Arsenal Zeus. It's pretty easy to make in this deck because of Dante. So yeah, I definitely feel like if you wanna compete with the meta decks, you need to be able to run this card. And I know there was a BA deck that topped like the PPG or something, top 4 recently. It was a pure BA, it was mostly pure BA. So, but they had triple Zeus, and I'm like, god damn, like that's expensive, man. So I was able to get my hands on 1, and I feel like as long as you can run 1, you're probably fine. I don't feel like you need to run 3. That's a little overkill. But yeah, then the 1 Downward Magician, of course, like this will be good. Like if you can get Dante back with like Seer, but it has no materials, and then if you can get Dante to attack, then you can just go into Downward, and then you can go into Zeus. So Zeus will be able to use its effect. So pretty good stuff. Then we got the one Levier. I mean, this could be the card that I cut for the third Dante, not sure. But Levier is pretty good. It lets you get your backjack back and set up more like trap interruption. So you don't really need it for Seer or like Seer anymore, just because Seer's at 3. So yeah, I think Levier is probably the card you could maybe change for a third Dante. But I think for now I'm gonna keep running it. Like I said, 2 Dante is still pretty good. Like like I said, it has come up where I need 3, but not super often. Going to the links, we got the access code talker. Of course, the best link 4 probably right now in the meta. Super strong for OTKs, and it's really easy to make in this deck. So definitely a must. I switched out the, what card was it that I switched? Oh yeah, the Abramax for Boral Sword, just because honestly, like, I didn't really get into situations in all my testing where I actually could summon Abramax, because most of the time, if you can use IP, you're gonna use it to go into Unicorn for interruption on your opponent's turn. Like, you're hardly, like, IP with, like, maybe Cherubini is, like, the best way to go into Abramax, but that hardly ever came up. Well, actually, I don't think it ever came up in the last few weeks that I've been testing, so I think Boral Sword's probably just gonna be better to go for the OTKs, so, and it's easy to make in this deck. Then, of course, we got the Nightmare package. You run IP, so you really need to run the Nightmares. Cerberus, Phoenix, and Unicorn. Just good interruption on your opponent's turn. And lets you discard BAs, so even more advantage. Then we got the 1 IP. Of course, this is like an absolute must in deck. One of the main cards you go into in your combo. And lets you interrupt your opponent on their turn. The 1 Cherubini. I know some people say that Cherubini is not that good, and I don't know. I feel like Cherubini is like really good for me, at least. It's come up a lot where, because all you need is like, if you can resolve Tour Guide, you can go into Access Code Talker or Boral Sword. It's like 1 card into Link 4, and you need Cherubini for that. So super good. The 1 Gravity Controller, you really do need this in case like. This is one of the cards you're able to go into if you open up like Seer with another BA in your opening hand, but you'd have no way to get Graph. So one of the combos, you need this card to be able to, you can end on this and Beatrice. So, and then last but not least, the 1 Pilgrim. Of course, no one really expects like whenever they destroy Beatrice, if they do. I mean, a lot of times you're gonna link it off, but they do. You can go into this guy, and this guy is really strong. Like, can't be targeted, lets you discard BAs to draw cards, and you get the BA effects. So. Super good. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be it for the main deck, honestly. Or sorry, the main and extra. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. But yeah, I'm even gonna show you guys my side deck that I'm running for now. Just thought I'd do it for the video. So we got triple Lancia. This card's really good against Virtual World, against Dinos, against these meta relevant decks. So definitely a good card to keep in there. Keeps your opponent from banishing stuff. Then we got triple Gamma Seal. Lets you get rid of VFD or, other problem cards like Savage, and all that stuff. But it's mostly here for VFD or any of the Drytron stuff. So then we got the back row removal. We got triple Twin Twister. Of course, against the back row heavy decks like Virtual World, like, Eldritch and all that stuff. I know this card's probably not as strong against Eldritch, but I like the whole discarding effect. Like, it really helps with the BAs. So I thought I would use this over Cosmic Cyclone. So yeah, it's more, of course, it removes more stuff. Then we got triple Dimensional Barrier. This card's really good against, I think it's Drytron, right? Yeah, Drytron, super good. And I think Drytron is it's the most popular competitive deck right now. So you really need cards to be able to stop that deck. And then last but not least, triple Evenly Matched. The Dimensional Barrier and the Evenly Matched go really well with this deck, not just because they're good cards against the meta, but because they're trap cards and they're normal trap cards. So you can use them in the BA deck with Trap Trick or with Backtrack. Super good stuff. I think maybe the only one I would probably switch, it actually might be evenly matched, because as much as I mean, it's a good card. Evenly matched is a good card, but I feel like it's a little slow because you have to give up your battle phase. So I feel like I might cut the evenly matched for triple droll in the future, just because droll, I mean, it hits Drytron as well, and it hits a little bit of, yeah, and I know it doesn't hit it as strong, but it hits Virtual World as well. But droll could be really good. But I think this is like the one card. Like I said, the one card maybe I would switch in the side deck right now. Like I said, just because it's a little slow, you have to give up your battle phase, and then if you can, and this deck doesn't like, once you've gone through IP, honestly, like this deck doesn't set up like crazy interruptions as much anymore. So if you have to give up your battle phase, it could cost you the game, to be honest. But yeah, guys, that's basically it for the entire deck profile. I even showed my side deck, which I completed a few weeks ago. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that little deck profile for the Burning Abyss. Definitely my go-to deck right now, and the one I'm going to be using competitively. Yeah, and stick tuned for a few more videos. I might show like, well, Burning Abyss, I thought about showing like some kind of combo tutorial, but I decided against it just because I already did one on the channel, and the combos for BA are honestly, especially for this Tri variant, are pretty simple. They're nothing too complicated, and there's already a lot of YouTube videos about that. But what I probably am going to do later on in the future is I'm going to see if I can try to get some kind of match going, like between me and my friends or something, record a match and then upload it. And I do want to update my Dragon Link profile again, because I know you guys, I told you guys, of course, I still prefer the deck with like less hand traps, but I've been testing, like doing a lot more games and all that stuff, and playing against friends and all that. And honestly, it's hard, guys. Like without hand traps, a lot of decks can just set up too much interruption that even with all my interruptions on that deck, I just couldn't really break the boards that well. So I feel like with the Dragon Link, I'm gonna have to add the hand traps back in. So yeah, so I'm gonna update the deck again, and then show you guys another deck profile for Dragon Link in the near future. And yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a comment, like if you did, and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.